So I was invited to brunch today. It was supposed to be for 12:30, but then I said 1 o'clock, which would have been better for me, right? But then I didn't even realize that time started wasting and time started running out, and now I got deaded. What really didn't get deaded is just that he asked me what's my ETA, and I said 2:24, and he been at the restaurant since 12:30. I mean, that's not my problem. Like, I live in the Bronx, you live in Harlem. It takes a while to get down here. Plus, you have to know that there's traffic outside. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
See, I love the way that this man rejected this woman. He didn't tell her he wasn't going to be at the restaurant when she got there. Y'all heard the bells in the background? Absolutely classic. He didn't give her any indication that he wouldn't be there. He basically said, hey, since you wasted my time, I'm going to waste your time so you would know how I feel next time. See, she thinks she hotter than she is. You know what I mean? She thinks she hotter than she is. This is crazy. She's clearly letting this man know that she thinks she's above him, that she thinks that she doesn't need to show up in a certain fashion in his life. And so in these situations, the communication is clear and you need to be able to pick up on this communication. And I wouldn't even deal with a female like this. Even if it was just for a sexual favor, I wouldn't even deal with a female like this. Right? Because she's a headache. She costs more than she's worth.
Men cannot read between the lines. You need to realize that.
Okay.
You need to realize that. Like, they're not built, not saying all, but most, right? Most men are not made to read between the lines. They're not gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, we've had this discussion where for Valentine's Day, he blatantly asks me, what do you want to do? And I tell him, no, babe, I just want to stay home and, you know, watch a movie with you. Nothing crazy. Let's not spend money, yada, yada, yada. I don't want nothing. He goes, you don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. What happened? He came home with nothing.
He said, say less. I got you.
Nothing.
I'm going to get you nothing.
And he picks me up from work. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, he's at least going to have flowers for me in the car. Mind you, I don't give a shit about flowers, but it's just like the gesture, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm coming down the stairs. I'm like, I know he's going to. No, first I thought he was going to send me flowers to my job.
Okay.
So I'm waiting. All these other girls, I get them flowers. I get nothing.
Yo, that's the most disappointing part.
No, I think it's all right because when I get downstairs, when he picks me up, he's gonna surprise me with flowers. I get downstairs, nothing. I'm like, my blood is starting to boil now. So then
now you're like, no, they're at home.
Yeah, exactly. That was my next thing. I said, no, they're at home. They're at home. I know that
he got it set up. He got it.
I get home, nothing.
Again,
nothing. So now at this point, I'm like, there's nothing's gonna happen. Then I see that he goes to sleep. It's like, I'm like, yo, are we really not gonna do nothing? And he's looking at me like, you said you didn't want to do anything. I'm like, yo, men are really just that dumb. And he's like, and women are dumb because why is it that you can't just open your mouth and tell me exactly what you want to do?
Right.
And I'm like, he's like, this isn't like a Disney movie. Like, this is, and it's true. Like, we need to learn that men don't read between the lines. Ladies, if you want something, speak up. Yes, I want flowers. When in the day, I don't know. You figure it out. But I do want something. You figure it out. I want something.
Come on now, dog.
So I have two takes on this situation. One is based on the overall theme that she's talking about, and the other is addressing a particular situation that she's dealing with. In terms of the overall theme of men being able to read between the lines, I do think that sometimes women expect men to read between the lines too much. Women speak too covertly, right? And they do need, and women do need to speak up sometimes. It's not the most romantic thing all the time, but sometimes you need to do that. And I think that men sometimes speak too directly, and men need to learn how to speak a little bit more subliminally, and women need to learn how to speak a little bit more directly. Now, when it comes to this particular situation, I actually see this as a lack of leadership on the man's part. You shouldn't be asking a woman if she celebrates Valentine's Day or not. This is going to come up year after year after year, okay? If you're going to do it for her because this is something that she likes, then don't ask every year. Just make sure you have something for Valentine's Day every year. So this clip I'm getting ready to play next is a great example of the fastest way for you to become a single woman.
I think I'm going to start talking to men the way I talk to my preschool students.
Nice words or no words at all. Up. All done. All done. Let's go charge our listening ears. Are we having big feelings? 1, 2, 3. All eyes on me. You can either be nice to me or be single. Make good choices. Make good choices. Whoa, those are big emotions, bud. Do you understand me? Should I repeat myself? Oh, I like how my friend over here is deciding to use his words, right? Uh-oh. Let's turn our listening ears on. Look at me while I'm talking to you so I know you're listening.
I think a lot of guys would actually agree that at least they would finally get some clear communication. Maybe no would mean no. Maybe leave me alone would mean leave me alone. Maybe it's fine or I'm fine would actually mean that everything is fine. Maybe as a couple, you would figure out dinner within 5 minutes because you could actually communicate what you felt like. Maybe the passive-aggressive silent treatments would no longer exist. And maybe, just maybe, he could actually keep all of the fries that he ordered because you ordered your own.
Look, I know this lady playing around. She's on TikTok joking and everything. But there are a lot of women out there that try to be mama bear to their husband. And it's one of the key factors that turn off the sexual faucet in the relationship. Women coming in trying to mother a grown man. Now, if you're a male and you allow this, then shame on you. But if you're a woman and you keep this behavior up, even though you see your man doesn't like it, then shame on you, because you actually are trying to figure out a way to emasculate your husband to make you feel more powerful. One of the things we don't talk about with feminism is all of the negative imagery that's been put out there about men to make men seem infantile, to make men seem stupid, the Al Bundys of the world. Now, that woman showed you the quickest way to lose a man. But the next clip I'm going to play is a woman showing you the quickest way to get a man and keep a man. Listen closely.
I gotta always learn how to talk to the king in you. I don't care how mad I get. And I learned that in therapy, that for me to manifest the man that I wanted in my life, I had to learn how to always speak to him like the man I wanted in my life, even when I'm mad at him.
Teach that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn how to speak to the man that I wanted in my life all the time. I needed to speak to him as that man. Even when we get upset with each other, there are rules. You don't hit below the belt. A lot of things and a lot of growing that I've done, but we've all got to get to that place.
Like I said, take notes, ladies. If you want to have a happy, healthy relationship, you need to learn how to always speak to the king and your man.
What I can say is, for some of the men that I do coach, one of the things that they said that was like terrifying was that they felt like, I know what I need to do as a man. I know I'm supposed to pay for the first date. I'm supposed to hold the doors open and do all these things. I know what I'm supposed to do. But after I do all of that, what am I supposed to receive? I feel like, this is what a guy said, I feel like women know what they're supposed to expect, and so they expect it. But I don't know what I'm supposed to be expecting from a woman, so I don't know how to demand it.
As men, we don't really need to be sitting around bickering, talking about, I know what she expects from me. I don't know what they expect from her. You better know what they expect from her. Whatever you tell her, that's what you should be expecting. Grab your nuts.
So now I'm just left here not even knowing how to even pick a woman, because I don't know what a standard of a good woman is supposed to even look like, the way that you guys have a template of what a good man is supposed to look like.
But you downplayed Rico when he said that a woman should lead. But see, the creator is on his side, because he's the one that made you the life provider.
Stepping in the darkness. We're going to the dark place with that type of philosophy. That type of philosophy is crazy. Women are set up to be leaders. What good book out there has women as the leaders? That's crazy. As far as I'm concerned, most men nowadays don't want a relationship. I don't blame men for not wanting a relationship, but men are definitely not trying to meet women's standards. That's why I think relationships are at a stalemate right now.
Why? Why are we so in the brains? How come when someone says, like, I like you, but I can't be with you right now, why do we want to be with them 10 times more? Like, aren't you supposed to want someone that wants you? So, like, is it the chase? Do we like the chase? Like, what? Why? Who taught us this? What went wrong in our childhoods?
Obviously, this is something very common. This is why we always talk about men needing to have game. What is the whole idea of game? Game is, I know what the person wants, so I'm going to give them what they want. The way that game works is that if the person has to ask you for what they want, you already lost. For years, I was doing YouTube asking people, hey man, tell me what topics you want me to talk about. It don't work that way. Either you create stuff people like, or people don't watch. One of the reasons why understanding game is important is because a lot of people say they like things that they don't actually like or that they don't respond to very well when they get them. And people respond very well to things that they say they don't like all the time. This young lady is basically admitting to what we've been saying for the longest in the red pill space. Let's say you like this young lady that's talking on the screen. The best thing is for you not to seem too available. Gentlemen, I hope you picking up what I'm dropping right now. Women are terrible communicators, actually. They expect you to read between the lines. They expect for you to understand certain things. And what I'm telling you is that because women are terrible communicators, the responsibility falls on us as men to be superior communicators. I just want you to know and understand that so you're not sitting around blaming women for being bad communicators. It is what it is.
I keep seeing women comment on my post saying, yes, this is exactly why I'm single. Men don't know how to communicate at a high level. And that's just crazy to me. And it's also very disrespectful to God to think that he put something like a man on this earth and didn't give him the capacity to communicate at a high level. Are you serious? No. The problem is we as women aren't honest with ourselves enough to admit that we don't communicate at a high level, because if we did, we would stop dating men that we know are no good for us, that mean us no well, that do not really care about us, that have sex with us, and then go do whatever they want, and then we end up heartbroken. That's not us communicating at a high level. We don't select great men, but then we expect them to communicate at a high level? No. You're single because you need to be single and you need to work on yourself. And you need to figure out what more you can bring to the table other than your beauty and your box. Because men are capable of communicating at a high level. 100%. The ones you date just don't like you. So.
Ooh, shit.
I said this before and I'm going to say it again because I know a lot of people are new to the channel. One of the things that they don't talk to us about when it comes to communication is the different forms of communication. Like, we just make communication like a blanket statement, right? Communication. The highest form of communication is physicality. The highest form of communication is physical touch. There are certain things that can only be communicated through body language and physical touch. And guess who's the more physical of the man and the woman? The man. And so when it comes down to who's the better communicator, we can't even talk about just merely talking, because talking is only a small percentage of the communication that's actually happening between two human beings. This is why we talk about the red flags and nonverbal communication and the red flags that you need to pick up on when you're dealing with a woman. A lot of people are over-relying on words too much for individuals to tell them who they are. Hey, look, man, I appreciate you rocking with me to the end. And if you like this video, I got more videos just like this one. Click the link below to watch my video, Independent Women Regret Not Getting Married. And guess what? After you watch this video, you'll be able to see a whole lot of independent women out here trying to put on the front with all the talking, acting like they happy being independent. But then when you look at them, you look at their body language, you'll be able to see the frustration and misery on their face. They're going to put on the front in real life, and then they're going to go to their social media, they're going to go to Tinder, and they're going to take out their frustration on social media. So like I said, click the link below. Independent Women Regret Not Getting Married. Peace, y'all.